Hello, everybody, and welcome back. It's another virtual Lama Town Hall Sunday. Here we are again, as always. So good to see all of you. Thank you for making space to be with us today. And thank you, Lama, for joining us for another one of your ancient,
My
timeless, priceless teachings. And please, friends, don't forget, I flashed an ad up there quick, but you can have a link to it in the chat at the end. We have a 1 day virtual retreat coming up on January 8th, and I will get the time for you on that at the end. There will also be a link to donate. And I think I'm forgetting one other thing. Are master classes running right now, Lama?
I'm not looking at the schedule now, but I
Oh,
know January 8th is from 9 to 4. It's a day-long virtual retreat.
excellent. Thank you so much.
Which I
So
could
I'll put the links to that at the end. And now, without further ado, take it away, Lama.
take it away. Good night, Gracie, as they say. Nice to see you all. Thank you, Alex. Rob Herzig. Behind every Alex, there's a great Rob. Behind Rob, there's a great Menla, and so on. It's turtles all the way down, as they say in the Hindu scriptures. I think this deserves a little more background. A very old, illiterate great grandmother asked one of the saints in ancient India that I've heard that the great God, Vishnu, the preserver, great Vishnu, Lord Vishnu, his mount is a turtle. He stands on the turtle island, turtle. What does the turtle stand on? And the saint said, it's turtles all the way down. Okay, back to Dharma straight. Apply Dharma, how to integrate it and utilize it in our life for inner peace, outer peace and harmony, world peace and sanity, cultivating wisdom, awareness, and open-heartedness, compassion and action. Since Alex mentioned the master class, yes, we have them going one Saturday a month, all during the school year. The last subject was the 6 and 10 paramitas, the transcendental virtues of the bodhisattvas, the paramitas, the Panacean virtues that take us all the way, the paramitas, transformative practices, sometimes called the perfections. That's a little perfectionistic for me. Paramita is not a bad word to learn. So we can refer to the clustered definition rather than one word like perfections. And we talked about how to be a bodhisattva and practice these transformative exercises and virtues, cardinal virtues of Buddhism, if you like, in life. I'm looking here to see if I have that book. I don't. Buddha is as Buddha does, 10 Transformative Practices for Enlightened Living by myself, if you're interested. It's a wonderful book full of stories. The original title was The Bodhisattva Code, how to be a bodhisattva and illumine and edify the world. The title is Buddha is as Buddha does, harkening back to the great bodhisattva, Forrest Gump. Innocence is the way, after all. Freshness. Wonderment, as we say in the Dzogchen tradition, is the shortest, perhaps most pertinent Dzogchen teaching. Perhaps it sets us off in our lineage from some other traditions. Wonderment. Imaho. Having that childlike innocence, freshness, and wonder, unobscured by preconceptions and concepts. Imagine if you looked at your mate across the breakfast table and saw them as if for the first time. Not, I've heard all your stories and I know what you're going to say, so I'm just going to read the paper as some 50s guys used to do. I don't know what people do now, probably looking at their cell screens while they're having their morning beverage with their family. I don't know. But imagine if we could see so fresh and unobscured. First thought, only thought, as Trungpa Rinpoche called his collection of poetry. First moment, only moment. This breath, only breath, being that fresh and present, wakeful, interested, curious, friendly, open. That's the way of the natural great perfection, the luminous great completeness of Jen. So it's a beautiful day today. It's Sunday. It's a miracle just to wake up and to breathe again. The sun is up. The light has risen. Imaho. It's solstice time. It's the holiday time. Whatever holidays you celebrate. And Festivus for the rest of us, as Seinfeld father-in-law said. Very trenchantly, actually, as well as amusingly. Humor is one of the greatest ways to make the point. If we take ourselves seriously, too seriously, life ain't much fun. I think regarding humor, the Eightfold Path taught by Buddha might well have a 9th or 10th inning today. Good humor, wise relationships, and who knows, whatever you yourself would add, 11th or 12th innings to have a really good and complete, perfect game, as it were, beyond winning and losing. It's a beautiful day. It's a beautiful day to get together in the spirit, to wake up, to be awake, alive, grateful, appreciative, to savor this moment. How beautiful. To be with our friends and the invisible array, however you conceive it, all around us and within us. For me, my gurus and lineage masters, who I actually lived with and knew in person, and still do. Some alive, some gone, some reborn, as they say. And our Sangha mates, finding refuge, a port in a storm, a safe harbor, something to rely on in the Buddha, awakening, enlightenment, in the Dharma, the practice path of awakening, enlightenment, and the Sangha, kindred spirits on the way, all equal, Buddha, Dharma, and Sangha. Not just Buddha preeminent, Sangha equal, the three jewels like a tripod holding up the Buddha seat that we may assume and sit on, should we choose to. Choice and intention is so important. Don't let a cursory understanding of karma fool you into thinking that it's predestination or it's already written. The bad news is we're heavily conditioned. That's the karma from the past, the winds that are blowing from the past of actions, causes, effects, lifestyle habits, group habits, and collective habits. The bad news is we're heavily conditioned. The good news is it's only conditioned. It can be reconditioned and eventually deconditioned. And the innate freedom, inherent freedom of being enacted, realized, actualized. Self-mastery, not selfishness, not being a master, bullying and lording it over anyone. Self-mastery, getting our hands on the tiller. Even though the winds of karma are blowing, we can still learn to sail and navigate better. We don't have to just be blown away in that direction like a dead leaf before the storm. Self-mastery, not trying to master others. If it's true that 10,000 hours can allow you to master anything, and I'm not entirely convinced, but it's a good idea. Malcolm Gladwell's adage. Then practice is perfect. We just have to do it. And self-mastery is about that. However long it takes, it's worth it. Also, we don't have to be perfectionistic about it. We can work gradually reconditioning with positive habits, and then eventually getting free of habits and ruts it all. So today, let's go into more of our samadhi, our concentration, meditation, anapanasati, mindfulness of breathing, shine, shamatha, one-pointed meditation, placement, calm abiding, however you want to translate shamatha, samadhi, concentration, meditation, as distinct from the other major category of Buddhist meditation, insight meditation, wisdom meditation. First, sharpening the attention, the mind, in air quotes, sharpening the attention, paying attention, sharpening the tool, the pencil, the scalpel, focusing the laser beam, and then using the sharpened tool to cut deeper, to see deeper. Spiritual realization, insight, wisdom, discernment, freedom, infinite awareness, innate wakefulness. That's the direction. The 10th paramita, not just the 6th, wisdom. The 10th, pristine primordial awareness. Check it out. I have a chapter on each of these 10 paramitas in Buddha is as Buddha does, on the outer, inner, and mystic or secret levels of these transformative practices. So it's now or never, as always. Let's get on with it. It's a beautiful Sunday here in this world, this floating dewdrop world, as it's called in Buddhism, the Saha world, sometimes called samsara, the wheel of a cycle of existence, of conditioning going round and around until we recondition or decondition. Just sitting, just breathing, just being present, attentive, aware. Imaho. Jancho Samcho Krimpoche Makye Pana Gegyochi Kepa Nyampa Mepa Ya Kane Kandu Belwa Shau. Where the seed of enlightenment has not yet been planted, may it be planted, grow, flourish where it has been planted. May it be watered, protected, matured, blossom, bloom within us like a Bodhi tree, giving shelter and fruit to the entire world, all beings with whom we are inseparable, who want and need the same as we do. Including all in our prayers and practices today in our sterling aspirations for a better world to be possible, being better people, for a better world and a better future to be possible, beginning right now. Imaho, wondrous, amazing, miraculous, eureka, hallelujah, amen, yes. Just sitting, natural body's Buddha body, relax and ease, let it be, no special posture needed, upright spine, erect, natural breathing, just sitting. Second, just breathing. Natural breath and energy is Buddha's breath and energy. Sambhogakaya, just breathing, natural flow, let it go. The great Tao flowing through Yo right now. You know, we cow. The great Tao. Bow to the Tao. And just being aware, attentive, present. What words should we use? Awareness, wakeful, lucid, mindful rather than mindless. Cultivate attention. Concentrate on the breathing. Focus. Place your attention, your mind. Place your attention. Concentrate on one point. The breathing. Concentrate on the physical sensation at your nostrils. Breathe through your mouth. Nose. Nostrils. Feel the physical sensation. Catch hold of it. Focus on it. Observe the breathing, the physical sensation at the nostrils of the inhalation coming in, the exhalation going out. The physical sensation is the place to fixate or attach in this case. Watch the breath and let everything else go by. Observe the breath. Let go. Let things come and go. Let be. That's the secret of letting go, friends. Letting be. Again, concentrate on the breathing. It could be at the nostrils. It could be at the diaphragm. It could be the blood beating in your temples or even your wrists. Don't be restless. Don't go shopping and looking for it. Wherever you catch it, that's good enough. Whichever mantra you use to concentrate, that could be good enough. Or looking at a candle flame. Concentrate on the breathing. You always have it with you. It's a great object of concentration. You can do it anywhere. You don't need a candle. You can do it with your eyes closed. You can do it in bed, upside down, on back, anything. This breath, only breath. This moment, only moment. Mahamudra, the ultimate stance, the great perspective. It's all in this simple shine or shamatha concentration meditation. Just watching the breath, feeling the sensation, observing the breath, letting everything else go by. Have I mentioned that yet? It's crucial. Letting go, letting come and go, letting be, letting it all go by on all the flotsam and jetsam on the stream of consciousness without giving in to attraction or aversion. Let it all go by, all the flotsam and jetsam on the stream of awareness. When the mind wanders as it does, the monkey mind, untrained puppy mind, the grasshopper-like mind, bring it back. Use the leash for mindfulness to bring it back to the object of attention, the breath, the physical sensation of breathing, inhaling and aware of it while breathing in, exhaling and aware of it while breathing out, letting everything else go, letting it be calm and clear. Breathing in, calming and clearing my mind. Breathing out, relaxing, smiling. Breathing in, calming and clearing mind. Breathing out, relaxing, dissolving, smiling. And enjoy the joy of one-pointedness, the food of samadhi, the fragrance of concentrated awareness, free of discursive thinking, free of distractions. Inhaling and exhaling. Let go and let Buddha do it through you. You think you're doing it? Try to stop and see what happens. The breathing is breathing you. It's breathing yourself, the automatic nervous system. It's a good metaphor for non-interference, for non-violent communication. Letting go, letting be. Rest in the flow, rely on the flow, trust the flow, be the flow. Joe, you don't have to try to get into it, it's flowing through you right now. The breath, the spirit, the Tao. Imaho, wondrous, hallelujah, eureka, amazing, miraculous. Yes, enjoy the joy of simple, focused concentration meditation. Breathing in, calming the mind and heart. Breathing out, relaxing, smiling, opening, dissolving. Enjoying the view, seeing things as they is, nothing more to do. Imahu. At rest, at ease, on the Buddha seat, aligned, balance and harmony. Nowhere to go, nothing more to do. Just enjoy the view, the best show, the only show in town. Imahu. Amazing, inconceivable, miraculous. Hallelujah. Amen. Now close the eyes and continue just focusing on the breath, the sensation of breathing, wherever you catch it, wherever you sense it. Focus on that, fixate on it, rest on it. Placement meditation, it's called, sometimes placing the mind on the object of attention, whatever it is. Intensifying focus, concentration, like gathering the light into a laser beam that can cut through, that can communicate between satellites. Powerful, profound energy. See through and be through anything. Wow. Eyes closed, focus on it. Breathing with the nostrils or wherever you catch it. Breathing in, letting go. Breathing out, dissolving and connecting simultaneously, as it were. Focus on the breathing, pure spirit, pure energy, letting go, letting be. Focus on the light, the inner light, clarity, lucidity, pure cognizance, empty, but not empty like an empty glass, an empty room, like a sunlit room, lucid, luminous. Focus on a subtle breath and a light. Breathe into the light, breathe out the light. Observe the light, be the light, lighten up, dissolving and connecting at the same time in the whole, in a luminous, great completeness and pure being, natural great perfection of things just left as they are. Way to go. Just breathing, just being, just sitting, just breathing, just being present and aware. How simple, how freeing. Not always easy, but simple, free, unbounded, groundless and boundless. I experience the breath like a door opening and closing, just swinging open and closed in the sky, in space, unhinged, no frame. No interference, no manipulation. Just breathing, universe breathing through moi, through toi, through all. One breath, one heart, one cosmic body and soul, heart and mind, energy and spirit. One world, one family, one life. Oneness, beyond duality or non-duality or oneness. Completely interwoven, interpenetrating, into being. Emo. How sweet it is. Innate grape confection, the food of samadhi, the fragrance of Shila, the virtue. How sweet it is. Letting go of past, present, and future, floating free. Imo ha ha he he. How sweet it is. Alexis, could we see His Holiness the Galwan Drukpa's prayer, please? Over my shoulder here, by the flowers of the Galwan Drukpa, Rinpoche, who lives in Nepal with monasteries all over the world, still alive, a great Mahamudran Dzogchen master, abbot, monk. Check out his website, drukpa.org, and his blog, which he writes personally, very personal, very amusing. This is from a long autobiographical song and poem he wrote for me once. Long. This is an excerpt. It's called My Crazy Tale. I call on you, my teachers, please join in if you feel like it. Regard me with compassion. Regard us with compassion. Look this way, turn this way, Lama Cheno. Heed us, hear our cry, help us, holify us, harmonize us, transform the world for the better. I sincerely wish to receive your blessings and encouragement, guidance and protection. Please regard your child's longing desire. Please bless us with the resolve to attain spiritual realization. Please bless us to have a steady and smooth mind, so that for this life and those to follow, as a true practitioner whose heart and mind are in accord, in alignment, unified, special intention to help others, that bodhicitta is spontaneously present. May I be able to benefit all measureless numbers of beings. Without the toxic stains of a competitive mind, oh no, without the intoxicating liquor of anger and lust, may I be able to practice the peaceful and soothing Dharma through listening and reflecting and examining, analyzing, contemplating, especially about those teachings that we practice. May I be able to precisely determine their true meaning, their profound meaning, the profound of the profound, raising the victory flag of ultimate practice and realization, wisdom. May I be able to accomplish great service altruistic service to the liberating Dharma and to all suffering beings. This is the way I pray all the time, every day, and I request all of you to support my prayers. And I request all of you to support my prayers, these pure and wonderful prayers, aspirations, resolves, affirmations, intentions, purely motivated for the greatest good, for the greatest number. Imaho. We've been practicing concentration meditation, to sum it up in one word: shine, shamatha, calm abiding, placement, samadhi, concentration meditation, tranquility meditation, concentration in one word. For those of you who study Buddhism, there's basically two kinds of Buddhist meditation of all the different forms and practices. They're divided into concentrative meditations and insight or realization, wisdom producing meditations. Samadhi, shamatha, and vipassana. If you wonder, what about other kinds like metta, loving kindness? That's usually considered in the concentration part, but we don't have to get hung up on that. But metta is very useful for developing intensive meditative absorptions, which falls into the concentration side, called the jhanas in the scriptures. And there are people today who teach the jhanas, the 8 jhanas, that you can progress through to completely absorbed meditative concentration. In Tibetan Buddhism, there's various kinds of meditation, of course. Shine and Lakthang, Shamatha and Vipassana in Sanskrit, Shine and Lakthang in Tibetan, Mahamudra and Dzogchen. In Vajrayana, Tibetan Buddhism, Kye-rim and Dzogchen, the generating or creating phase, like creating the mandala, the visualization, the deity world. Kye-rim, giving rise to creative imagination. And the other kind, Dzogchen, dissolving, letting it go, letting everything dissolve back into the shunyata, shunya, the emptiness. Shunyata is also not what we think is the emptiness in which it all arises. But you can study these things. Basically, we want to be able to practice, learn how to meditate, contemplate, as well as analyze, philosophize a little, understand the meaning of the Great Middle Way beyond the extremes, and contemplate the facts of life from a Buddhist perspective, the 3 characteristics of existence: impermanence, therefore unreliability. Things are impermanent, so there's nothing you can rely on forever. Therefore, the satisfactoriness of all create conditioned things, the 3 marks of existence. But we're not really here to study Buddhism, just want to give a little background to the meditative and contemplative tradition of this great path of awakening, this 2,600-year-old, ancient yet timeless, tried and true path of freedom, of liberation from suffering and confusion, of wisdom and awareness, cultivation and development, of love and compassion and action. I myself, after, I didn't even say 50 years of meditating every day. This is my first 10-day Vipassana insight meditation and metta course in India in 1971, and other such 10-day courses and other retreats. I find a lot of joy in meditation. Once you get over the hump, you catch the updraft. You don't always have to be flapping your wings to lift up. You can soar and swoop like a hawk or a Garuda on the celestial currents, the updraft. Go with the flow. You don't have to try to go against the flow. Try to restrict yourself. Try to fast. Try to be a teetotaler. Try to go against your instincts and inclinations. But be more open, settled, non-attached, not detached, indifferent, and complacent, but not fixated, not dogmatic, not overly demanding or expecting. Seeing things as they are and letting them be, including your own instincts, natural instincts to make things better for self and others in the world. Any questions or sharing, please?
We don't have any questions at the moment, Lama, but
Good. Everything must be very clear after that, dare I say, peaceful and focused meditation. So let's just sit here and see if anything comes up, like the Quaker Circle, see what the higher powers has to say through any of us. Maybe a question will arise or not. As one of my teachers said, if you're studying and practice the Dharma, questions will arise if you're interested in it and paying attention. Things unfold and develop. Sometimes everything's clear, no need to fabricate it.
oh, I have. Oh, sorry.
I'm thinking of His Holiness the Gyalwang Drukpa here, the head of the Drukpa Kagyu school in Tibetan Buddhism. He was about 52, was a great master. His father was the great Dzogchen Nyingma master Bero Trukpa Rinpoche from Katok Monastery in eastern Tibet. His mother was also is a great practitioner, still alive in Nepal. And that's the mantra Om Mani Padme Hung over his head. He embodies great compassion, Chenrezig. He's a wonderful master, yoga master, meditation master, philosopher, poet, mentor, abbot, social activist, awarded by the UN for cleaning up the Himalayas and and educating the women of the Himalayas and other socially activist things that he and his monasteries engaged in. He himself, and I've lived with him, I tell you, wherever he is, he meditates, if you want to call it that, for 2 hours every morning. If you can call it morning, since he doesn't exactly sleep at night. He's famous for this, but I know it's hard to believe, so I'm not going to harp on miraculous powers like not having to sleep. But he says meditation is more relaxing than sleep with its fitful dreams and tossing and turning. So he meditates for 2 hours every day. I mean, he does other things. He may do it all day, like meditation, teaching, rituals with his 400 nuns and some monks and others of his monastery in Nepal called Amitabha Mountain outside Kathmandu. But the point is, wherever he is for 2 hours every day, he gets out his Tibetan prayer book, which he mostly knows by heart, and does the chants and meditation in that, including some Dzogchen his instructions he wrote down from late Dudjom Rinpoche's mouth. 2 hours every day. Although they say he's been doing this for 12 incarnations, you might think maybe he doesn't have to meditate anymore. But that's just the minimal. That's what he does, like, quote, for himself by himself. And moreover, for those of you who struggle with distraction, who fight your own impulses, who hear the battle in your head, as I sometimes do, I should do this, I shouldn't do this. When he's in a place, and he does travel the world, etc., when he's in a place where there's a lot of commotion or noise, dogs, kids, traffic, doors opening and closing, no privacy, cranes going overhead, city sounds like ambulances and other things, elevators going up and down next to the wall he's sitting in next to. He puts in earplugs. That's the point of this last part of my story. So if you feel like you need to take support of what you need to take support, that's the moral of the story. Even the great master, and it was liberating for me to see that from my own hang-ups and what should we call it, self-limitations. I shouldn't need earplugs if the rule says I'm not going to put in earplugs. I'm going to be mindful of sounds. Well, at a certain point, white noise, noise canceling Bose earphones, or good old little earplugs. Why not? That's the advantage of having personal teachers and experience with them. As a rabbi of Eastern Europe once said after he walked across Eastern Europe in the 150 or 100 years ago to study with the great old rabbi of Lvov, and he came back after 15 or 20 years, and all of his people in his village and his congregation asked what he had learned. And he said the most important lesson was to see how the rabbi tied his shoes every morning. It means how he lives, not to imitate his lifestyle, but to live our genuine life, O Buddhas and Bodhisattvas. Not to put another head on top of your head, or become a gargoyle by having some kind of Asian or Buddhist head on your shoulders where your own head is well placed at the moment, even though the inside of it may not be what you think it should be. A popcorn machine, as I like to say. It doesn't mean you have to butter it up and salt it all the time. Just let it pop. And it'll wind down like a car motor if you stop putting gasoline in it. It comes to peace eventually when you stop fueling it. Anyway, a little story and inspiration from His Holiness the Gyalwang Drukpa, the Dragon Lama of the Drukpa Kagyu. The dragon whispered wisdom yogi lineage. It's the prevalent kind of Tibetan Buddhism school in Bhutan, for example, and Ladakh. Alex, any questions, jokes, songs, announcements? What should we last rites here?
Last rites. Yes. Well, I'm seeing we have 2 minutes left, and I see one quick question. Lama Surya, someone is asking, who is it on your altar? So I wonder if you might just point through some of the pictures behind you so we can get acquainted with their faces and some of your influences.
These are all my teachers and root gurus. The Dalai Lama, well known to many, if not all. Nyoshu Kempo Rinpoche, my own personal Dzogchen master, with whom I wrote the book Natural Great Perfection, Dzogchen Songs and Teachings. The 16th Buddha Karmapa and the present Dalai Lama. Dingo Chintse Rinpoche, the Dzogchen master, my Dzogchen master and the Dzogchen master of the Dalai Lama. Of Sogyal Rinpoche, of Trungpa Rinpoche, a Lama of Lamas. All of these that I've just mentioned, except for the Dalai Lama, of course, have passed on. Some have been reborn and recognized, they say. Dingo Khyentse Rinpoche, Matthew Ricard's guru. The Dalai Lama Dzogchen master, I'm reiterating. Very important Lama of Lamas. And His Holiness the Gyalwang Drukpa Rinpoche, who I've been mentioning, the Dragon Sect Lama. And then over here, the very venerable, as they call him, the very venerable Kalu Rinpoche, the late great Milarepa, a great yogi of his generation, teacher of the 16th Karmapa, the Dalai Lama, and Lama of Lamas. Left this world in 1989, 1991. something like that. And here's Tara. We like her, we know her. Female Buddha. Avalokiteshvara, Kuan Yin, embodiment of unconditional love and compassion. Manjusri. I'm pointing, this is like driving backwards. I'm trying to make my hand go to the, pointing left. Manjusri, the wisdom, embodiment of wisdom. And over here, the Irish Buddha of Boston, Paddy, Sambhava, Padmasambhava, the Lotus Guru, who brought Dzogchen and Buddhism to Tibet in the year 712 AD. Padmasambhava Guru Rinpoche.
Thank you so much, Lama.
They're always with me, with us. Besides the invisible array of even more of our benefactors and teachers and helpmates and sangha and parents and Buddhas and bodhisattvas, gods and goddesses, angels and nature sprites, and particularly our benefactors and teachers and mentors and coaches and family and sangha friends who help us in life, help us along the way. And thank you, homage to one and all. Homage and love, gratitude to you all. And thank you, young Alex, for your kind illustrations today and running a type ship. You're a true disciple of Admiral Rankhorn, Menla, the healing Buddha herself.
Should be proud to hear you say that. And thank you so much. I appreciate that. Thank you to all of you for joining us today. The link is in the chat to donate. Any little bit helps. We also have a masterclass coming up on January 22nd on tuning in to Buddha Vision, one with ourselves. We also have a one-day virtual live retreat on January 8th. And please consider becoming a member. Membership comes with its benefits. All the links are there. I will leave them up for just a little while. Thank you all so much. See you next time.
Happy trails. Imaho.
Bye all. See you next time.